ජීවිතේ.
Hello there and welcome. You're watching Lunchtime News here on TV1. I'm Amavi Banagoda. Let's start off by taking a look at your headlines this afternoon.
Decision to consider the FR petition filed by IGP Pujit Jayasundara postponed to the 31st of July. Wild elephant killed after colliding with a male train in Galloya. Strong winds expected in several areas of the country. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in the Middle East.
In your lead story this afternoon, the Supreme Court today postponed to the 31st of July to decide whether or not it would grant permission to examine the fundamental rights petition filed by IGP Pujit Jayasundara, who was sent on compulsory leave.
The IGP in his FR application seeks to be reinstated to service. IGP Pujit Jayasundara requests the Supreme Court to issue an order citing his fundamental rights were violated by sending him on compulsory leave without a justifiable cause. Acting IGP C.D. Wickramaratne, ex-Defence Secretary Hemasiri Fernando, Attorney General, the Speaker and the Constitution Council have been named as respondents in this matter. The petition notes Pujit Jayasundara did not receive an opportunity to attend the meetings of the National Security Council from October 2018 as per the instructions of the President. It adds the instructions were communicated to him by then Defence Secretary Kapila Vaidyaratne on the first week of October 2018. The petition notes DIG Nilantha Jayawardena, the Director of the State Intelligence, was ordered to report directly to the President. The IGP points out it was on the 9th of April 2019 he was made aware of the terror attacks, and it was at the meeting for intelligence coordination. The IGP in his petition says thereafter he was informed of the matter by a letter by the Chief of National Intelligence Isra Mendes, and he thereafter directed it to 4 senior police officers for onward action.
And now for some tragic news here at home. A wild elephant was killed today after it was hit by a mail train in Batticaloa.
The railway control room said that the elephant and a calf was hit by the train this morning in an area between Galloya and Hatharas Kotua. Our correspondent said the 6-month-old calf was severely injured. Railway operations on the Batticaloa railway line were delayed for approximately 2 hours due to the accident. The area which the accident occurred is an area where the elephants from the Kaudula National Reserve cross onto the other side. Signboards which indicate that elephants would cross have been displayed in this manner. Several incidents where elephants have collided with trains have been reported before as well. A special committee was appointed in December last year to provide recommendations to reduce the number of train accidents involving wild elephants. The authorities have thus far been unable to provide a solution to the issue.
Opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa attended several events held in Hangurankatha and Kandy yesterday. They went to place relics on a stupa in the Madangwela Rajamahaviharya in Hangurankatha was held under the auspices of opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa. The event was also attended by the Anunayak of the Malwatu chapter, Most Venerable Niyangoda Vijitasri Thero, Anunayak of the Askari chapter, Most Venerable Vedarueu Pali Thero, and the Mahasangha. Following the event, the opposition leader spoke to the journalists.
I didn't understand the issue in the 18th Amendment to the Constitution. However, we should be thankful to him for identifying the issue in the 18th. It is too late though. Now there is no time to change them. This is not an era to experiment. This should be changed by obtaining a 2/3 majority in the parliament. Without that, this cannot be done. Then do we have 2/3? No. No point of speaking of things that will not happen.
Thereafter, the opposition leader invoked blessings from the chief incumbent of the Heva Hatta Kandevala Sumanarama Viharya, Venerable Godamuni Nyanananda. Still in your political stories, an informative seminar on the Shilpa Bhimani Presidential Award Ceremony and Exhibition 2019 was held in the Ampara City Hall yesterday.
The event was chaired by the Acting Minister of Industry and Commerce, Buddhika Pathirana. Issues that people engaged in handicrafts face were discussed here. Our ministry is a small sub-government inside our government. It's the largest ministry. Other ministries are relevant to only a certain group of people, but our ministry is different. I'm not saying your children should walk the same path as you did, but we can help your children to engage in this industry. Your children have your talent in them. We have arranged exhibitions for school children. We are here to take away the pain you feel. That's why we visit every district for that cause.
In your local news now, a conference of former Olympic athletes was held yesterday.
The conference was held at St. Sebastian's College in Negombo. This year's seminar was held in order to uplift the mentality of children who were injured by the terror attacks and those who lost their lives. Former athletes including Damayanti Darsha, Shriyani Kulawansa and Julian Bowling presided the event. Activities to lift the mentality of the students was held during the seminar.
The Met Department notes strong winds will be experienced in several parts of the country.
The Met Department notes several spells of showers will occur in the Western Province and the Galle and Matara districts. Light showers will occur in the Northwestern Province and in the Hambantota district. Fairly strong gusty winds of up to 40 to 50 kilometers per hour are likely in the Hambantota districts. Meanwhile, showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the sea areas off the coast, extending from Puttalam to Hambantota via Colombo and Galle. The National Building Research Organisation, issuing a risk advisory, said 5 districts across the island are prone to landslides and rockfalls. Senior professor at its Landslide Studies Unit, Professor Vasanta Senadira, said the risk is prevalent in Galle, Matara, Ratnapura and K-Galle districts. He further noted due to rainy conditions, the public should be vigilant on the risk of landslides and rockfalls in the area. The Centre for Disaster Management notes in excess of 350,000 people are affected due to the dry weather conditions experienced in the 5 districts of the country. Its Assistant Director Pradeep Kodipilli said Jaffna, Mullatiu, Kirinochi, Vaunia and Mana are affected due to the dry weather conditions.
A protest was staged yesterday by the members of the Southern Provincial Cooperatives.
The protest was staged against the Cooperatives Act No. 6 of 2019 that was approved recently by the Southern Provincial Council. Our correspondent said that the protest was held from 2 in the afternoon up until 5 p.m. in the evening. They claim that as per this newly passed act, severe injustices take place against the cooperatives in the southern province. Protesters who marched from the Hikkadua town up to the Sinigama Devalaya later engaged in religious observances where they smashed coconuts. Then they once again engaged in the demonstration opposite the Sinigama Devalaya. Meanwhile, another protest and a march was held yesterday against the opening of a tavern in Nelumdeniya Varakapola. This protest was organized under the guidance of the Mahasangha of the area.
A person engaged in a protest atop the roof of the Galenbindurumawa Divisional Engineer's Office yesterday, stating that water is not being released for farmlands of the land belonging to the protester.
Our correspondent said that another group supported the initial protester. The villagers said that they had met with the area engineer in charge of the Huruluvawa regarding this problem, and they add that their meeting was unsuccessful. The police had arrived at the location and the matter is to be discussed once again at a meeting today. The demonstration was called off following a promise that the meeting will be held today.
In your headline-making international story this afternoon, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced yesterday that he will travel to Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates to, and I quote, ensure we are strategically aligned, unquote, with those countries which are regional rivals of Iran, and repeated his offer for negotiations with Iran with no preconditions to de-escalate the tensions.
We're prepared to negotiate with no preconditions. They know precisely how to find us. And I am confident that at the very moment they're ready to truly engage with us, we'll be able to begin these conversations. I'm looking forward to that day. That the President has said repeatedly we want a brighter future for the people of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Those negotiations are the gateway. That's how we'll ultimately achieve this.
Tensions remain